So I keep seeing reviews of Fire Emblem Engage, and they pretty much all go in a very similar way. They're like, this game is amazing. The depth of gameplay is super great. The emblem mechanics are well balanced, even though they make you feel extremely powerful. But the story sucks, right? Or the writing sucks. And I don't think the writing is bad, and I don't think the story is bad. It's melodramatic, certainly, and it totally is. It's very melodramatic. There's a character, people have pointed out, a character dies early on in the story, and their death scene lasts like 15 minutes while they're just sitting there talking and talking and talking, and having like this full conversation with somebody else. Again, it's very melodramatic, right? Not necessarily bad. It's very straightforward. You know what's going on pretty early on. The good guys are good, the bad guys are bad, but that's not necessarily bad writing. I don't know if you guys have played all the way through it more than once, and I'm not saying, oh, you have to play all the way through it twice or three times to criticize it. No, that's fine. Certainly you can criticize it. But when you go back, there's a lot of foreshadowing. And yeah, it's about the big twist, and we all saw the big twist coming. It's fine. It wasn't trying to trick us. It was actually trying to show us why it makes sense, right? In media, we have this thing with like mysteries where like if you figure out the mystery, you're like, oh, the writing's bad. But that just means that you're smarter than the protagonist. And Alir is kind of a dummy. Most importantly, though, the writing, all of those little cutscenes, all of those little stories are there to get you to the next fight, right? Which is the meat of the game. It's why most people play Fire Emblem. And each one of those maps, as people have said, is amazing. It has variations on themes. It introduces new things. It changes it up on you. It gives you things. It takes things away from you. It throws new units at you that you have to figure out on the fly. It does a lot of fun stuff like that. And that is something that the writing sets up. And it sets it up just fine. I never played on a map where I was like, wait a minute, you told me this, but now I'm playing like this, right? It's like, it's all there in service of the game. And although you can like games that are gameplay in service of the writing, say something like God of War or the Guardians of the Galaxy game, it's also okay to have writing that is in service of the game. And Fire Emblem Engage is almost 100% writing to push forward the game, to keep the game moving, and to make you interested and curious about what's going to happen next gameplay-wise.